And just like that, we know who we're facing in 2023. What is up, Finn fans? Yes, we know our opponents for 2023. Actually, we know our opponents. You can find out who the Dolphins' opponents are all the way up until like 2026-ish. Like, they're already set. What we were waiting for is who we would face that has the same place as us, right? Because if we were third place, we'd face a different team in that division, yada yada, blah blah blah. I'll get into all that stuff. So we're going to talk about the opponents this season because it's 2023, and I got a comment of the day. But before we jump into that, I have to shout out some new members: in Chucky Magia and Anarchy Elite. Thank you guys so much for becoming members. If you'd like to become a member, it is the join button next to the subscribe button. If you'd like to become a Patreon, it is linked below. You get a ton of cool perks, especially members during live streams. You get a ton of cool perks, and I will be live this Sunday for the Dolphins. For the Bills taking on the Bengals. I will be live for that. So you get cool little perks. You get the first down. You get the little first down icon. You get all these cool stuff, and then the patrons get special videos and all that good stuff. So without further ado, I'm going to minimize myself, and we're going to look at the 2023 opponents. I'm really tiny. So essentially, the Miami Dolphins will be facing the NFC East and the AFC West. And they will also be facing the second place team in the AFC North and the NFC South. And that's how it works, boys and girls. Good night, everybody. No. But that's how it works. We already know like the divisions we're going to be facing. Like I said, you can look up who the Dolphins are playing next year in 2024. What it comes down to is the place teams, right? So we're playing the second place team in the NFC South, and we're playing the second place team in the AFC North. If we would have been in third place, we probably would have played the Steelers and the Falcons. I think it is. I think Falcons are third place. And then again, so that's who the Patriots will be playing, and the Jets will be playing the Browns and who's the fourth place in the South? The Saints? So again, we're all with the same schedule, but it just depends on what place you're in at the end of the season with who you'll be facing in this division of the North and the South of the NFC and the AFC. But let's look at it, right? This past year, we had an extra road game. Now we'll have an extra home game in 2021. We had an extra home game when they added the extra game onto the season. You play 17 games instead of 16, which means we will have 2 road games in the preseason and 1 home game in the preseason. That's how they accommodate for it. So let's take a look at who we'll be facing. Let's go on the road first, since it's less. Obviously, we play our division, the Bills, the Patriots, and the Jets. We will playing at Kansas City, at LA, up in Philly, Washington, and Baltimore. That's not a bad travel. We are literally not leaving the East Coast except for facing LA. I like that a lot. I like that a whole lot. We literally are not leaving the East Coast, right? Because like Missouri, that's more central, right? I'm horrible with geography. But you got Philly, Baltimore, Washington, New York, Buffalo. Again, LA. Comment below. Be like, Doug, you're big dumb. Missouri is in here or wherever. But our away schedule is fantastic, if you ask me. Not a lot of traveling compared to this past year where we had to go play the 49ers and then play the Chargers. And then we look at the home team again, Buffalo, New England, Jets. We have the Denver Broncos. We have the Las Vegas Raiders. We have the Dallas Cowboys. We have the New York Giants. We have the Tennessee Titans. And we have the Panthers. I forgot. Doug. You probably commented, Doug, you forgot about. Yes, being that there's an extra team, we'll be playing the Titans, who are second place in the AFC South, which means that the Bills will be playing the Jaguars, and I think the Colts were third place. But you know what I'm saying. So they had to add the extra game. So there, the extra division. You know what I'm saying. And the Panthers. Vegas having to go from West Coast to East Coast could hurt them. Same thing with the Broncos. Other than that, again, it's East Coast teams. They don't have to travel far to come to Miami. Now, here's the thing. Right? And I'm not going to give you I'm not going to give you record predictions off of this. It would be way too soon to give you record predictions off of this because, one, some of these teams are already playing, which we'll talk about in a second. Two, injuries can happen, change the whole aspect in training camp, all that stuff. That's why I give you my record prediction right before the season starts. Two, the draft, free agency signings, you lose talent, you can gain talent, all that stuff. So for me to give you any type of record prediction right now, as I'm looking at who we're playing, would just be premature of premature. Like giving record predictions when the schedule comes out is even more premature. Like you don't even know what the teams look like. So there's that. All the other thing I want to talk about. So many people get the panties in a twist talking about playing Miami in September, October, but mostly in September in Miami, and how it's an unfair advantage. Buffalo cried about it. I think it was 2018 when we went 3-0. The Raiders cried about it. They were throwing up on the sideline, on the field. Everyone's crying about it. It's too hot. It's too hot. If it's too hot, have us go to Buffalo. Have us go to New England. Have us go to Kansas City. Have us go to Philly. Have us go there in September and October. And then have us be home at the end of the year. I'm fine with that if you're going to cry about it. You're going to cry about it. I'll be home. So talking about playoff teams we'll be facing. Well, obviously there's Buffalo. Then there's the Giants. There's the Cowboys. There's the Ravens. There's the Chiefs. There's the Chargers. There's the Eagles. So we'll be facing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 playoff teams, 6 non-playoff teams we'll be facing next year. I'm not too worried about it. Again, as it stands right now, Raiders are probably going to have a rookie quarterback or someone different at quarterback. Giants are fantastic. That's going to be a really good game, that Giants game. Tennessee, I'm not worried about Tennessee. They need to find themselves a quarterback unless they're sticking with that guy. Panthers are in a whole different change. Who their quarterback is, we don't know. Same thing with Washington. Denver, can Russell Wilson pull his head out of his butt? Not worried about that. Our division is our division. Jets are getting better. Buffalo's Buffalo. But Buffalo, Josh Allen's contract is going to start to kick in, and they're going to lose a lot of money, so they're going to lose players. Can the Dolphins get Edmonds? That'd be fantastic. We need a linebacker. Patriots are going to get better. And then you have the Chiefs who are good, the Eagles who are good, Baltimore's Baltimore. We beat them in their stadium. It's not too worrying. Chargers, are they going to get better? Or are they going to get worse? They're keeping Staley, so we'll see how that pans out, but they are going to have a new offensive coordinator. So many people thought that, Staley's going to be gone, and then Sean Payton's going to be coaching Herbert. It's going to be fantastic, blah, blah, blah. We'll see. But, a lot of people look at this and think, oh, my God, this is going to be such a hard schedule. This year's schedule at the end of the year, I think we have the number 2 strength of schedule. Like, everyone looked at our 5-game winning streak, and we're like, oh, that's because you play garbage teams. We had the number 2 strength of schedule this year. If my memory is correct, I talked about it in the year in review. But I'm looking at these opponents, and again, it's too early, but there's a lot of question marks on a bunch of these quarterbacks with the Jets, the Raiders, the Titans, the Panthers, the Commanders, the Baltimore Ravens. You don't know who their quarterbacks are going to be. So, we're going to be facing Danny Dimes. We're going to be facing Dak Prescott, obviously Josh Allen. Are we facing Mac Jones? Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, and Justin Herbert. It's going to be interesting. You got to get this defense turned around. We'll see if they stick with Josh Boyer or not. See if they address the depth at the cornerback position. We'll see if Xavier Howard gets better, all that good stuff. But comment below. Let me know what you think of our 2023 opponents. If you're worried and if you look at this and go, oh my God, we're gonna suck so bad. We're not. It's too early to tell. If I'm being 1,000% honest with you, it is way too early to tell. You looked at the beginning. Oh, we got to face New England. We got to go to Baltimore, and we're facing Buffalo. We're starting 0-3. How did that pan out? So anything could happen. But be sure to comment below. I'm very interested to hear what you guys think about our opponents in 2023. Let me get to comment of the day. Before I get to comment of the day, I don't want to talk with myself all tiny like that. Jeez, that's tiny as well. And this one comes from Miami Football Talk. He says, comment of the day. With the game that Thompson had, which in my opinion was great, will move him to second string? Okay, so Miami Football Talk, again, he said in his opinion, he had a great game. I don't think he had a great game. A great game would equate to not throwing 2 interceptions and gifting the Bills 7 points by having them start a drive in the Dolphins' 20-something, 30-yard line. So I wouldn't say great game because those 2 interceptions were just horrid, and he missed a lot. I showed you in the film breakdown. I think he had a decent game against a very good opponent in a very hard situation in the playoffs. I think he had a decent game. But those 2 interceptions, no. Definitely not great. Do I think that his play in the playoffs and against the Jets, I'm going to say, and even against the Vikings, equate to him getting a second string spot? If I'm the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, and I'm going to talk much more about this in another video, so I'm going to give you like a little teaser of it. Full-on quarterback competition. Now, Tua, they already said Tua is their guy for this upcoming season. We'll see how long that sticks and all that stuff. But, I still think he deserves it. Again, I'm spoiling a video I have planned for Friday. But the fact that he can't stay healthy worries the crap out of me. And we can't have another situation where we lose, 4 games, possibly 5 games, if you want to say he was concussed in the second half of the Packers game. Lose 5 games because we lose Tua, right? That's going to suck, especially if we're in the fight for the division, for a certain spot, for this, that, or the other thing. I'm bringing in a good, capable quarterback to compete. Is it a Derek Carr? I don't know. Again, that's another video in itself of available quarterbacks. But that's not saying that Skyler shouldn't be number 2. I'm having a full-blown competition for all the spots. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm not penciling in, Skyler had, again, I don't think he had a great game on Sunday. And he had an all right game. He made the plays he needed to. He moved us down the field when at some points he got the touchdown, the 2-point conversion. But again, on 4th down when we needed it, he couldn't get it out there. There's sometimes he was holding the ball. He was burping the baby a little too much. But he's a rookie, 7th-round rookie. We expect those things. So I don't know if I'm penciling him in at number 2, but I am having a competition there. Hope I answered your question. I hope that makes sense. And I appreciate the comment. Again, if you want to be part of the comment of the day, leave the comment below. I'm going to get back to those in full-fledged. I'm also going to do a Q&A. I'll let you know when I'm looking for those questions. But other than that, I have a ton of videos planned. I have so many videos planned, I didn't know which one I wanted to do. So I was like, I'm going to do the opponents because they put it out on Twitter yesterday. I'm going to talk about the cap space. I'm going to talk about Tua's evaluation 2023. I'm going to do my picks for this weekend. Big O. Like I have not even just for this weekend. I have so many, cut, re-sign, cap space. Like I said, team needs, season awards. I want to do that this week. I have so many videos planned. So you don't worry, you're not going to be bored in the off season with this channel. So other than that, like usual, I'll see you guys tomorrow. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.